It is time for a retro gaming pickup video, and I love doing these videos, and admittedly they've gone down significantly in numbers because of COVID, but I have had some stuff, some of it's delivered, some of it is, I think I've been kind of gifted some of this DS stuff, so I'm going to be taking you through some Nintendo DS, Super Nintendo, Sega Mega Drive, some game guides, PS4, with a couple of new consoles. Let's go. So I'll show you the consoles first, purely as collection pieces of these. I have the Nintendo DS XL in green and the kind of what I call smoky bacon colour. If you're familiar with Walker's Crisps here in the UK, you'll know exactly what I mean. And I got a really nice deal on both of these. They're unfortunately missing the stylus pens, both the kind of fat stylus, because with these XLs you did get an XL stylus, and as well as the kind of pre-loaded stylus in the side as well. I have the yellow one, I have the Mario 20th anniversary edition. I need a green one, a blue one, and now I have these as well. So these are, like I said, really nice, great additions to the DS family. I remember when these came out, and I remember purchasing for $179.99 the Mario limited edition one, which is absolutely beautiful. So got those two units there. These were gifted to me by my friends. Nothing major. We got kind of Garfield's Nightmare. Not going to talk too much about these. Jewel Adventures and Pipe Mania for the DS. So a couple of additions there. But with these particular handsets, I did actually get, if I can find it, some games with it as well. So with these DSs came Super Mario Brothers, and again, all these have been cleaned down, in case you're wondering, inside and out. So obviously this is a great 2D side-scrolling platform game. Love it. A really fond memories of playing this, which I think I got this with my original 20th anniversary Mario DS XL. So lots of fun stuff with that, and I've said it before, I do prefer the 2D side-scrolling Marios as opposed to the 3D kind of Odyssey and Mario 64. As much as I love Odyssey, I grew up with the NES and the Super NES, so for me it's all about that side-scrolling action. As well with these, I got Spyro. Love me a bit of Spyro. Now I did actually play, haven't played the DS version, but I did obviously play Spyro back on the PS1, and of course we completed the first game in the Spyro Reignited trilogy on the PS4, right here on my channel, live on stream. So this is Dawn of the Dragon. I'm actually looking forward to diving into this. If you've got any feedback for any of these games, obviously I've played this, do leave me a comment. And then finally with this bundle, snagged a copy of Cooking Mama. Not my typical kind of game, but obviously it was with the bundle. And for the total for these, so the 3 games, okay, and the 2 DSs with chargers, which are here, I'll show you guys, 30 quid. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Now, like I said, I've cleaned them all off. There are some kind of minor surface scratches, but nothing to lose kind of sleep over. I'm really happy with those. And then I've got some more stuff here we're going to get through. So I also want to know if you have picked up anything recently, please let me know. But I'm particularly fond of this next pile of games here. Alrighty, PSP time, Super Nintendo, lots of cool stuff, and another DS game. Snagged a copy of Breath of Fire 3. Never played it, but I'm really wanting to expand my PSP library and expand my PSP taste in games. So this was only £6, and I'm going to give, I've purchased some games recently, you know, over Facebook from Retro Hub. Really sound. He's just kind of opened his brand new shop in Rugeley, I think I've said that right, which is in North Staffordshire. I'll link his Facebook in the description if you want to go down there. I'm going to be going, once the lockdown's lifted, I'm going to be going down to do a tour. So yeah, you know, kind of bought some of these from him, so definitely go and check him out. It's up and coming for retro game shops. And I'm not paid to say that, by the way, so it's not like nothing kind of paid promotion in this, this is just my personal opinion. So snagged Breath of Fire. To my horror, not necessarily horror, but surprise, I don't own this. Super Star Wars on the Super Nintendo. This being a complete edition, has a little kind of plastic sentinel case over the top. Really, like I say, really nice condition this. As far as Super Nintendo boxes go, I have some very crumpled Super Nintendo boxes back here on the shelves, as we all do. I much prefer the kind of hard cases of the Sega Mega Drive. But this cost me 25 quid. Really stoked. I'm not like a huge fan. I don't think this particular game has aged all that well in terms of its kind of mechanics. It can feel a little bit janky, I think, but it's classic Star Wars, and I'm a huge Star Wars girl. And I hate to say it, I'm probably going to get roasted for this next comment, but I actually really enjoyed episode 9. How ridiculous of me. I know the Star Wars fans are going to be like daggers through the screen, but I really enjoyed it, and I recently watched it for the first time, so Star Wars has been on my radar. Next up then, nothing to overly shout about, but this for me is more of kind of like a shelf filler piece. Only a couple of quid as well, like 4 quid. We got Jack Nicklaus Power Challenge Golf, which intrigued me because when I got this, Jess was like, no, I used to play this. So that was really cool for her to kind of reminisce of a game she had on the Sega Genesis growing up. I've never actually played this particular version. It just looks like a staple golf game to me. But I thought for 4 quid, I'm going to go for that. You know, little things that you can do to help out retro game stores, you know, buying things from them and spreading the word. It's kind of like a win-win. So picked up Power Challenge from Retro Hub. Now this next game, I need some help with. Big time, actually. I've been after it for quite some time. Subnautica on the PS4. Now, I know this has been out for quite some... Let me backtrack. Let me kind of backtrack. If you don't know, if this has never been on your radar, think No Man's Sky but underwater. This didn't have as much of a disastrous launch by any stretch, but there have been lots of issues, so I'm led to believe with this, with its journey so far to kind of here we are in May 2020. I want to know if the new updates that have kind of been out on the PC are applicable to console, because it came to PC first to Steam, and then it came to console, and there's just been this like huge update in the Frostbite engine. Really looks really nice, actually, really gorgeous looking game, beautiful, kind of survival game, you know, really grindy game, but probably with more reward, I've heard, than what you get from playing No Man's Sky. So I'm kind of like passing the reins here. What kind of like literally they released a patch and it like overhauled the intro, it overhauled so many things in the game, and I couldn't find anywhere that suggested it applied to the PS4. So I know somebody watching this is going to be able to enlighten me massively on Subnautica, but I did get this and I'm excited. I am very excited to dive into this. If you want me to stream it, give me a shout. Next up then, I love this because she looks like Molly. Nintendogs literally looks like my beautiful doggy herself. If I remember during post-production, I will pop a picture on the screen. So, loved this. This Nintendogs was a guilty pleasure go-to for me back when it launched. Molly's knocking at the door now. She probably knows I'm talking about her. But I loved it. I kind of like, it was an excuse for me to pick up my DS every day, if not just to kind of log in and pet my little doggy. I love animals. I love cats and dogs in particular. And this honestly looks so much like Molly. So it's like, oh, a little like close to my heart completely. But we have more things, so please don't go anywhere. And yeah, we will continue. Now this next piece I'm particularly happy with. On the Super Nintendo, well actually the game guide, Doom. What a classic. Now, call me dorky if you wish, criticise me if you will, but I would happily sit down and read this like a book. And I'll be honest with you, of late, I would read the majority of game guides as if they were kind of like a book or just a giant comic. It pains me to say that all of my guides and books are there's a cupboard in that corner. And it's literally full. I've just put Jess put new shelves in, and I've been able to make some room in the game room by storing away some empty boxes and chucking, you know, the game guides in. One day I'll have them out when I get space, and I will just kind of spend my Sunday mornings with a coffee, flicking through a nice game guide like this. You know, I don't need girly magazines. I don't need to know what the latest fashion is. in Paris. Couldn't give less of a fuck. But what I care about are video games. And this is awesome. So I've got a copy of that. Thank you again to Eric. Also got a copy of Zelda Spirit Tracks. Really do need to dive into this. It's got the poster inside as well. Again, I would just kind of sit through and read through it. I mean, I love the artwork. I think it's such a shame. It's such a shame that Prima went out of business, and I'm surprised there hasn't been another company that has leapt on the gap in the market to produce game guides. I mean, I know a lot of the high-end AAA games will get guides, like Animal Crossing, for example, but, you know, the kind of lower-end stuff, I'm kind of missing it, you know, I'm missing it. So I do take every opportunity to snag up a good game guide when the opportunity arises. And last but certainly not least, the DLC, Elder Scrolls 4 Shivering Isles. And massive Elder Scrolls fan, huge Elder Scrolls fan. In fact, I was just listening to a podcast when I drive to the shop called, Lore Seeker podcast. It's just a bunch of guys talking about ESO. And I'm just like driving away, geeking out and forgetting the world. Not to the point where I can't drive, but you know, it's like just having the radio on. I listen to it, and it, you know, there's so many amazing things with the Elder Scrolls worlds, whether you are an Oblivion fan or a Morrowind fan or a Skyrim fan or just ESO. You may have never played any of the kind of offline games, but again, don't see this around often, and it's something I will leaf through. There's so much information in here, and it makes me feel, this sounds stupid guys, but it makes me feel enriched, kind of reading through, and I'm just like, wow, I feel amazing. So I'm very much at home with gaming. I'm very much just in love with it, and these are my new pickups, so please let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. So guys, thank you very much for sticking with me. If you're new here, crack that red subscribe button, leave a like, and if this video gets to 309 likes, which it won't, in fact, I'm setting you a challenge. Let me see who hears me. 309 likes. Share it to social media, get some people to like. Let me see, if we get to 309 likes, I'll do something. I'll give something away. I don't know. I'll figure something out. 309 likes. I don't think it's going to happen. Have a beautiful day. See you in the next one.